Rummett, Superintendent of Schools. I was just kind of going around to make sure I was pronouncing everyone's name correctly. I know that's very important, so I sure hope after doing that I don't mess anybody's name up. But congratulations to all of our awardees today. We're pleased to have you here. In a moment, your principal will come up, or one of their designees, to talk about why you were nominated for this award, and be prepared to hear a lot of really nice things about your son, daughter, or special family member. This is being recorded, so if you have folks that couldn't be here today because of work obligations or whatever, we will have Mr. Trowbridge. He's our cameraman and technology wizard. He will be sending me a link, which I will send out to all the families who are here today for sharing out with whoever you want to share it out with, because obviously this is a proud moment. And I want you to know this is a very big deal. Less than 2% of all students get this award, because we look at it from the perspective of a student who is not only good in school and does their schoolwork and those things, but also has shown signs of tremendous leadership or helping other students out, being a good citizen of the school system. So it's really one of those awards that really looks for students who are excellent in many ways. So moms and dads and special guests, please be proud of your student today, because they certainly have earned a very prestigious award. So when you come up here, you're going to get a certificate and a little envelope full of goodies, and you'll stand beside your principal, and then moms and dads can take a picture if they like. It'll all be recorded, as I mentioned. At the end, I do a group photo in front of this backdrop, so that also goes into my weekly report. We also put it out through Facebook and all of that, so everyone's going to know how your student is doing. So without further ado, I'm going to get started, okay? So our first honoree is Ava Martinez, and she will be presented her award by Principal of Anne Arundel School, Mr. Smith. Come on up. Come on up, Ava. One more thing while everyone's getting up here. I like to find out how students have come to this level of success. So I'll be asking each student a question about what would you attribute your success to, or what would you recommend to your fellow students about how to be this level of success. So just a little fair warning that I do ask a question, so you'll have that prepared in your head. Mr. Smith.
Congratulations, first off, to all the outstanding students of the month. The process at Anne Arundel and many of the schools works in a way that each classroom has the opportunity to nominate a student for Student of the Month, and then a group of teachers at our school selects who our outstanding Student of the Month would be for our school. And before I start reading what I have about Ava from some of her teachers, as well as from speaking to her, one of the things that really stood out this year was how Ava shined for all the teachers in the school to see. So at the very beginning of the year, we have a renovation going on, and normally all of our kindergartners line up and parents drop off down by the buses, and the teachers are walking the students in all the way to their classrooms. Our kindergarten classrooms are located the farthest away from where the bus line is, but because of the renovation, we couldn't have anybody lining up there because that wing was under construction. So first day of school comes, and I'm getting some fourth grade helpers to bring students. And I get on Ava's bus, and there ends up being 12 kindergartners on that bus. And I grabbed Ava to be my helper, and one other student to kind of be at the back. And I'm like, there's 12, and there's no other, normally teachers were helping as well. This was the last bus, and there were no special teachers left. And Ava just took command of the 12 of them, all in a line, following her. And 3 weeks later, I still see those students walking in probably the quietest straight line all the way around the building, led by Ava, and she'd have another helper typically at the end of the line, making sure they were in a perfect line, and then she would get to each kindergarten classroom, and she would turn as they're all waiting, and she would take the first one and the second one and put them into Mrs. Swanson's room, and then go across the hall, and this one into Mrs. Moden's room, and follow that line. And that was something that was noted by many teachers, because she was a terrific tiger also at the beginning of the year, right, for that work with them. So it really stood out to her about what a leader and what a great helper she was coming into fourth grade. So she really did shine. I think when it was time to select the Outstanding Student of the Month, that was what many of those teachers saw and knew about her. The other big thing about Ava is that when I pop into her classroom every day, I always have to make my way over to her desk to make sure that I get a hug from her. Otherwise, she's going to be jumping up and running and finding me before I leave the room to get a hug. So I'm always like, I'm coming, don't worry, I'm going to get over to you. She loves to give her hugs and put a smile on people's faces, especially staff at Anna Reynolds. But I have some remarks here from the teachers at Anna Reynolds that she's had over the years, as well as some of our special teachers, as to why Ava was chosen as our Outstanding Student of the Month. So Mrs. Reynolds, her 4th grade teacher, shared that Ava has gone above and beyond in school this past month. She set a goal to improve her focus and work completion, and she surpassed that goal. Ava has shown that she's a reflective student who always wants to improve. She's a caring member of our school community who is always willing to help a classmate or a younger student when they are in need. She is a true leader. Mrs. Thomas, her kindergarten teacher, says, "I'm excited to hear that Ava was nominated for Outstanding Student of the Month. I am proud but not surprised because Ava has been kind and a hard worker since kindergarten. I've had the pleasure of watching her continue to grow during her time at Anna Reynolds. Ava is well deserving of this special honor. Congratulations, Ava." Mrs. Byron, Ava's 1st grade teacher, that says that Ava was a determined little learner in 1st grade. She worked hard to understand and become independent with skills. She was willing to try and try again if she didn't understand something the first time. She loved being a member of the class and was kind and inclusive with classmates. Ava brought a great deal of positivity to our classroom each day. She still greets me with the warmest smile and a hug. I am certain that Ava will go on to do great things. Her positive spirit and determination always shine through. Mrs. Van Soos, her 3rd grade teacher, shared that Ava was my 3rd grade class last year. She was a standout in so many ways. She was one of the kindest students I've ever had. She showed amazing amounts of empathy at such a young age. Ava was a hard worker. She possessed leadership skills. She was very proud of you when she learned that you were running for Secretary of Student Council this year. She put in great effort and conducted herself in such a mature manner when she didn't receive the most votes. She congratulated her classmates who did win and was so happy for them. Ava often stops by my classroom in the morning before heading to her 4th grade classroom and gives me a big hug and a good morning. I can't think of a better way to begin my day. I am so proud of Ava. Mrs. Gallup, our music teacher, says that Ava is a wonderful role model for other students. This year I have witnessed Ava taking on leadership roles, walking kindergartner students into the building, as well as helping out other students during music class. Ava is an engaged learner who always puts forth her best effort. She has taken on the challenge of learning to play the violin this year. Mrs. Schumacher, her art teacher, says that Ava is kind and hardworking. She is always respectful to teachers and classmates, and goes above and beyond in her artistic creations. She frequently gifts her masterpieces to others to put a smile on their face. Ava is a member of the school student council, orchestra, and will be participating in chorus. During school families, she has the responsibility of picking up kindergartners and bringing them to their teacher. Outside of school, she is a member of the Newington Knights cheer program. Congratulations, Ava, for being our Anna Reynolds Outstanding Student of the Month for November.
And I just cut right to the chase. What about being a teacher someday? You can corral kindergartners. You might just be a perfect teacher. What do you think? All right. Okay, we'll talk later, but I think this is a good idea. What other things do you think contribute to your strong success as a student at Anna Reynolds?
To be kind to everyone and try your best,
I love that advice. Oh, what?
no matter what.
No matter what. And I bet everyone loves your hugs, because I think I heard that in every comment that the teachers made about you. Congratulations, Ava. Very well done. All righty. Next up, we have from Elizabeth Green School, Omi de Jesus, and she'll be presented by Mr. Marciano, the principal. Come on up, Omi and Mr. Marciano. All right, there she is.
You want me to use this?
Yeah, that'll help us with the recording.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Marciano, principal over at Elizabeth Green, and I have with me Omar Elise. I'm going to talk a lot about her in a second, but before I do that, I want to first congratulate all of our I'm sorry.
Awardees?
Yeah. Lost my train of thought for a second. All of my awardees for outstanding students of the month. And secondly, I want to just acknowledge that families your children have a very strong foundation, and that comes from you. So I'd like to just take a moment and acknowledge the fact that you are an important part of this celebration, and deserve some congratulations as well. As much as your children are showing up, they're showing up as representatives of your family and the values that you've instilled in them. So thank you for that, and I'd just like to give you a round of applause for that. So now on to this wonderful young lady standing beside me. There are two things that stand out in recent memory regarding Omi that I've had direct experience with her on. First and foremost, Omi and I have spent a lot of time at the end of the day waiting for her bus, along with her colleagues on her bus. And one of the most impressive things I've seen is Omi's ability to tune out everything around her and just read a book. She'd be pacing back and forth, and students would be, doing various things at the end of the day. As you can imagine, the energy they have pent up from a long school day, and her ability to just focus in and pace and read a book. The second thing, which happened recently and very profound, was we had a student who experienced an unfortunate loss of his father. And Omi, when I informed Omi and her, the other students that know him, she was one of the first to engage that student afterwards. She went to his house, let her know that she was a friend, and that's a really inspiring thing for a student to do for a friend, and I was really proud of her for that. In addition, I have a ton of other information to share with you from people that wanted to let you know how special she is. So, as you know, Omi is a 4th grade student. She's in Miss Griswold's class. She was selected as our Outstanding Student of the Month for many reasons, such as her kindness, helping and caring about others, her efforts in school, and her overall never-give-up attitude. She actualizes these qualities by being there for a friend at their worst time, as I shared with you, helping her friends, inviting friends to play when they are on the buddy bench, listening to the teacher, having the courage to shush someone when they need to be shushed, does her work and doesn't waste time. While all other students are fooling around waiting for the bus, she is pacing back and forth in the hallway reading a book. These are just some of the many examples you will hear as I share what Omi's teachers say about her. Her teacher writes, Omi gives her best effort in all subject areas. She is a hard worker, uses strategies, celebrates her successes, and is helpful to others when they are expressing a need. She comes in ready to work daily and persists in the hard times. Her enthusiasm for life and learning is infectious. She's an outstanding worker with a positive attitude. She always puts forth her best effort and is willing to try new strategies and always willing to take on a new challenge. She is also a kind friend and classmate. She works well with others and is always willing to jump in and help. Miss Pescamona writes, Omi is like a ray of sunshine who truly brightens my day every time I see her. Miss Lewis writes, it has been an absolute joy to watch Omi grow during her time with us over the years at E-Green. Omi's work is important to her. She gently, quietly, but persistently advocates for herself and others to get what they need to achieve success. Omi is highly invested in her technology learning, assignments, and projects, and she enjoys the freedoms it offers for her to add her own creative touches. She's always eager to share her work, and it's the best feeling as one of her teachers to witness the pride she takes in all that she does. Congratulations. Ms. Wyzorek writes, Omi's positive energy is contagious. She works hard and wants to learn. She makes everyone smile. And she also says congratulations. Ms. Movis, our music teacher, writes, Omi is a positive, kind, hardworking student. She is always ready to try something new. Ms. Guider writes, congratulations. I'm so proud of you and your accomplishments. Omi comes to art class ready and willing to learn. Omi always comes with enthusiasm and a positive attitude. She is a role model for her peers. When Omi is finished with her art project and might have a little time on her hands, she takes the initiative to create art on her own and always proud to show me her creations and explain them to me. Omi loves everything about school, from seeing her teachers to learning in every subject. She loves school so much, even outside of school, she can be found practicing cursive, doing math, reading a book. Her favorite book is The Proudest Blue. It is a story about two Muslim sisters, one wearing a blue hijab to school. Some students make fun of her, and the other watches that she doesn't let their unkind words cause harm. As As a result, the other sister is excited to wear her job to school. Omi finds this story inspirational as she believes it helps her with her problems, as she believes it is important not to let others in your head. When not practicing school, Omi takes peace with her pet rabbits, Starbuck and Nina. Was it? Did I? What's that?
Princess Peach. That's the
Oh, okay. I missed that one. So, Omi is a member of our chorus and band. She plays the flute. Omi is quite musical. I've watched her replicate full videos from YouTube in both song and dance. It's no surprise that she wants to be a music teacher when she grows up. So, lastly, whenever I meet with students of the month, I ask students if they could solve any world problem. What would they solve and why? And it's so interesting at E-Green, we're always looking at the climate. So Omi would like everyone to stop littering. Everywhere is dirty, and that is uncool for the earth. So I so look forward to you as an adult and the good you are going to do in the world. On behalf of the staff and myself at Elizabeth Green, congratulations on being Outstanding Student of the Month. Excellent work.
Mr. Marciano, well, you just made me smile, but not just because you want to be a teacher, but because you do so many wonderful things. Wow. The YouTube video, you can do that and learn from that. So, why do you want, I'm going to go off script here, why do you want to be a teacher?
Because I love music, so.
Oh, goodness. You're making every music teacher in the district smile. So I really hope that is where you go. We could use wonderful people like you as teachers in our district. Congratulations, Helen. Wonderful. All righty. Now, hopefully I'm reading my notes correctly, but I would like to invite up Miss Hinton from John Patterson School. She's standing in today for Mr. Gatos, who's out sick. And I'd like to invite up Kira. See, that's what I put down, but I didn't read it correctly. Kira Rakibi. I got the last name. Kira Rakibi. Oh, you did the school up here. That's pretty darn special.
She is special.
Oh, did you have her?
I did.
Oh, that is so awesome. Let me turn it over to Miss Hinton.
All right, so I am here. This is only the second time I've had to do this, and both times it was a former student, so I think it's meant to be. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. So Mr. Gios is not feeling well today, so I'm going to step in, so I kind of have to read this, and he just got it to me, so if I mess up anything, it's not my fault, it's his fault, okay? All right. And so I want to congratulate all of you students and parents that are sitting in this room. Such an honor for you and your child to work so hard in everything that you do. So I'm just going to read what was written about Kayra. Kayra is a 4th grade student at John Patterson School in Miss Doobie's class. She was nominated and selected for the award this month because she is a good all-around school citizen, because of her excellent behavior, her outstanding effort and attitude, and excellence in academic achievement. Also, her contributions to our school, community, and fellow students. Ms. Doobie, Kayra's 4th grade teacher, wrote, "I am honored to nominate Kayra for Student of the Month. Kayra is a thoughtful and considerate classmate and is always willing to help a friend in need. When we were doing student council nominations, Kayra was up against a good friend of hers, and it was a tight race. All the students had an opportunity to vote for themselves, but instead, Kayra voted for her friend, which could have made the difference between her winning or losing. It was such a selfless thing to do. I am so proud of her constant willingness to give to her classmates." In addition, her 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Gold, wrote that Kayra is an extremely sweet worker and self-starter. She works hard and is helpful to students and peers. Her 2nd grade teacher, Mrs. Obert-Hahn, said that Kayra was a role model student and a quiet leader. She was friends with everyone and was always very dependable. As mentioned above, Kayra is an excellent student in Miss Doobie's class. Her favorite subject is reading, because if it's nonfiction, you can learn new facts. She also likes to learn about famous people and extreme weather. Kayra is also a member of our band and enjoys playing the flute. She is also a member of our chorus. Outside of school, Kayra enjoys drawing, watching TV, and using her iPad. She is looking forward to taking art classes in the future. While she is not yet looking forward to middle school, I am sure that Kayra will have a great impact on John Wallace Middle School, just as she does at John Patterson. Kayra is a role model at Patterson and certainly is outstanding example of the absolute best that John Patterson has to offer. Congratulations, Kira. And as your kindergarten teacher, I think you're pretty deserving of this award too, okay?
Well, that's pretty impressive that you voted for someone else, even though you were on the ballot as well. You don't hear that very often, do you? That's pretty impressive. Tell me what makes you such a successful student, that kindergarten teacher remembers you after all these years?
That I'm a kind, hard worker, and that I treat people how they want to be treated.
Wow. Words to live by. You just made your mom just like glow. Congratulations. All righty. Rounding out our elementary student group, I'd like to invite Ms. Lawrence to the front here from Ruth Chafee School. She will be talking about Christian Bahari. Come on up, Christian.
Thank you. Well, just to reiterate what some of my colleagues have already said, congratulations to all of today's recipients. This is absolutely one of my favorite times of the month where we get a chance to come and just recognize students. I'm even more excited when I see a former student from Chafee sitting in the room, obviously to be recognized too as an outstanding student of the month. So this is a wonderful time of each month. Without further ado, I am just so extremely honored to be standing here with Mr. Bahari today and recognizing him as Chafee's Outstanding Student of the Month. I can't wait for you to hear all of the wonderful things that his former teachers and current teacher has to say about him. Mr. O'Brien, his fourth grade teacher, has said he has the pleasure of having Christian in his class this year and goes on to say that he has come so far since the beginning of the year, and he said, "I could not be more proud of him. He is an excellent student, but an even better person. He is kind to his friends and has so much to offer to our classroom community. Christian's work ethic has drastically improved, and his participation is tremendous. He is such a smart young man and has so much to offer. The sky's the limit for Christian, and he can do anything that he puts his mind to. I genuinely love working with him, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds." In the month of November, we often take time to reflect on what we are grateful for, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity to know this very special young man, and I only hope that I can teach him as much as he has taught me. Keep up the great work, bud. I'm proud of you, and I love you. And that's from Mr. O'Brien. As more people found out about Christian's accomplishments, they could not wait to tell us about their time with Christian. Mrs. Geider, our teacher, says, "I am so very proud of Christian," with an exclamation point or two. Christian has come so far in his time at Chafee School and in art class. Christian does his best on all art projects, and if finished early, he creates more art on his own time. Christian gets along well with his friends and is very respectful to them and to the teacher. Congratulations, Christian, for an honor well deserved. Mrs. Rossi, his third grade teacher, goes on to say, "Christian made tremendous progress when he was in third grade. He demonstrated a passion for reading and often asked to bring home many nonfiction books. He has a great deal of background knowledge about a wide variety of animals and many science topics. When we were studying weather in our stormy skies unit, he beamed when sharing his own knowledge about different types of storms and their effects. During our animal research unit, he not only taught other students in his group about animals, he made thoughtful connections about what different animals had in common, such as how they gathered together for protection or for hunting. Although he is no longer in my class, I still get the opportunity to see his work. He has shared some of his fourth grade writing with me, and I am proud to see his terrific effort. Christian is definitely deserving of this Outstanding Student of the Month award." When Mrs. Grimm, his second grade teacher, heard about Christian's accomplishment, she wanted to share about her time spent with him too. She shares how Christian was always a kind and friendly classmate and has positive interactions with peers each and every day. He has worked hard and persevering to meet his goals to become a stronger reader. Christian also is a curious learner and loves to discover new information to grow his knowledge as a student. He asks thoughtful questions to ensure he is working toward his full potential. Lastly, Mr. Balling, our music teacher, shares, how Christian has grown into a kind and thoughtful student who is a delight to have in music class. He works hard to participate in music, both singing and playing the clarinet, and I'm super proud of his efforts. So as you can see, everyone at Chiefy is super delighted and excited that Christian is our Outstanding Student of the Month. And Christian, we cannot tell you how much we are proud of you, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. Unfortunately, Christian, this is the only time that you can get Outstanding Student of the Month, but I know that you will continue to be outstanding. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Williams. So another student who is kind and caring to others. What else would you say to your fellow fourth graders about how to be an outstanding student?
Like practicing and helping others.
Practice things and helping others. I love it. Congratulations, Christian. Here's your please. Congratulations again. For the award, for everyone that's getting an award today, you may not notice it when you're up here, but people in the audience are smiling from ear to ear because what you do is just so kind and caring of your fellow students. We need that these days. So if you don't see it because you're up here nervous, know that it's happening. And moms and dads and special guests are very happy. All right, now I'm going to move us along to the secondary schools. I have here from our Catholic School Principal, Jason Lambert. He is here to honor Yahir Pentoha. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Oh, come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Brumman. And in the spirit of being selfless, we're hearing a lot of that from students that are willing to put others ahead of themselves or others' needs. Really kind of takes kindness a step above. Our Outstanding Student of the Month here is no exception. In fact, when I brought him in to congratulate him, and we had a little bit of discussion about what he thought brought him to be our Outstanding Student of the Month, and the first thing out of his mouth was not to share his accolades or what he did or didn't do, but it was about how he feels as though he's less deserving than others that are in his class. And they are more deserving. He proceeded to talk about specific examples. And that really impressed me because he does it with such genuine affection for his classmates. That said, at the onset of today's ceremony, I was telling his family about Yahir saying that he felt as though other people were deserving. And then I said, how about his little sister? Should she have it? And then he was a little bit less, then he kind of held back. Just like, hey, come on, it's my day today, But I think Mr. Marciano
I
might
would argue she's
also deserving as well. Excellent,
Wow.
excellent. Well, I'm not surprised. Because the apple that really doesn't fall far from the tree. So thank you to all the families for all of your efforts to send us such terrific kids and give us an opportunity to celebrate with you. And we're excited to share our Outstanding Student of the Month here. And here's what his teachers and some of the support staff members say about his success at Mark Gill. Yahir's diligence and effort are truly what makes him an outstanding student. Yahir comes to school with a positive attitude and all the intellectual curiosity needed to be a very successful learner. If he's confused by a new concept or skill, he actively seeks guidance and willingly accepts the feedback given to him. He listens intently and asks insightful questions and is genuinely engaged in learning. Yahir's demeanor is very quiet and respectful. He unassumingly leads by example, showing his classmates how impactful the benefits of true engagement and listening are. Yahir's former math teacher, Mrs. Maliki, commented, Yahir was always a hard-working student in math in 6th grade. He was quiet, but always focused and very conscientious. I appreciated his sincerity and genuine interest in succeeding. On a similar note, Mrs. Daigle wrote, Yahir has shown tremendous growth this year. His work is always complete and shows attention to detail and careful thought. I have noticed that he has been advocating for himself much more this year, and he shows much more confidence. He speaks up in class, asks good questions, and is always willing to help other students whenever he can. He is an absolute joy to have in class. Yahir's current teachers are equally complimentary. Mrs. Davies, his science teacher, stated, Yahir is an extremely dedicated member of our science class. He works well with any student he's placed with. His classmates usually want him to be their lab partner. He participates frequently in class. I can always count on you here to do the right thing, whether it's simple procedures or in class being safe in the lab with materials and the lab equipment. I'm so pleased that Yahir received this award as he is most deserving. Mr. Bruneau, Yahir's math teacher, commented, Yahir is an extremely hardworking and determined young man. He asks excellent questions and is able to be a leader when working in small groups at his whiteboard during classwork. He takes charge and gives everything his full effort. He brings out the best in others as well. He has recently scored a level 4 on both unit assessments this year, mastering the content. Consequently, he has achieved the equivalent of 4 months of math growth in a single month. Finally, and most importantly, Yahir is a genuine, kind, selfless, and very polite person. Mrs. Chef-Leon, Yahir's ELA teacher, remarked, Yahir has grown tremendously since the beginning of the year, and especially in terms of his literacy confidence. His ability to complete work without second-guessing himself has greatly improved and consistently serves as an asset to his book club groups. One can never doubt Yahir's efforts to succeed. His writing abilities and techniques are used effectively, and he has a keen ability to analyze and comment on a text. He willingly shares his thinking and supports his analysis on a daily basis. Yahir is off to a fantastic start as a 7th grader. Finally, Yahir's social studies teacher, Mrs. Crean, shared that Yahir is one of the most diligent students in all 4 of my classes. He is genuinely engaged in our lessons and actively becomes a global thinker right before my eyes. He listens, contributes to class discussions, and is helpful to his classmates when they need assistance. Yahir is most often the last student to leave class as we chat about the day's work a great deal. I'm so happy he's meeting with success in school this year. Yahir mentioned that he enjoys his time in Martin Kellogg and that he likes other students and finds many of them hysterical. He's proud of his efforts and the grades that he has earned. He wants to make his parents proud of him, and he's very grateful to his family. He likes to help his sister with her schoolwork and playing soccer in the neighborhood. It comes as no surprise that he enjoys watching educational videos on YouTube to help support his studies. For a long time, he was very interested in space, but now he is drawn to information about history and economics. Is that right? When asked why he thinks he was chosen as the Outstanding Student of the Month, Yahir actually felt he didn't truly deserve the honor. He named another student whom he felt was more responsible and diligent doing his work on a daily basis. He finally conceded that he does show respect, responsibility, integrity, and pride. He works hard and tries to be polite and there for others when they need help. He also wants to let the incoming 4th graders know that they should enjoy recess while you can, but middle school is a lot of fun and a lot of exciting activities lie ahead. It is very clear that Yahir is highly respected by all members of the MK community. His quiet but steadfast nature has made him into a very valuable member of all of his classes. Yahir leads by example and demonstrates all 4 pillars of Martin Kellogg Middle School. Our Martin Kellogg family is extremely proud to introduce Yahir Pantoja as our Outstanding Student of the Month and, more importantly, an outstanding individual.
Wait a second, down here. Can't get away that quickly. So I'm really touched by what we call humility, right? You got an award and you're like, wait a minute, other people deserve it more than me. That's called being very humble. What other traits would you say have contributed to your success as a student at Kellogg?
Listening and focusing on anything that needs to be done.
Well, you can't ask for more than that. Not to mention, this young man watches educational videos. That is not common. We're very proud of you. I'm sure I saw your feeling, little sister, very proud of you. Congratulations. These stories are just awesome. All right, and now we're going to bring up our assistant principal at John Wallace, Mr. Chirillo. He will be presenting Lucas Yoder as Outstanding Student of the Month. Come on up.
I'd like to just first start off by saying the same statements many of my colleagues have said about congratulations to all the students who have won Outstanding Student of the Month, and to the families for what you've raised and what you've been able to bring to our school system. We're super excited to have them inside of our schools, and I can tell you for my Chafee and Patterson families, I can't wait for your kids to be inside Wallace with me. Our process at John Wallace is that we have every grade level will go and nominate a few students for Student of the Month. From there, we have a committee that will actually look through every one of their students who are selected on top of looking at their grades, talking with their teachers, and then we have a voting system to determine on who will win it for each month. I can say that this month was an outstanding with 90% of the votes all going toward Lucas. And don't be upset, you didn't get all of them, Lucas. The only reason why is because the other two staff members didn't have you as a student, though they thought you were delightful from everything they heard from each of the teachers. When we go through this process, we also ask staff members who've had them to kind of say, can you tell us a little bit about them? What are some things you can say? Some of the statements that came over and over again were how kind and respectful he was, and how he thanked teachers at the end of classes. Also, that he was a peer role model, how he was studious and polite, and he was always willing to try his best. So we have a few teacher quotes actually within the speech too. Lucas is a grade 8 student at John Wallace Middle School. He has been nominated for Student of the Month by his classroom teachers based on the fact that he consistently demonstrates each of the 5 pillars of Wallace pride: preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. In terms of preparation, Lucas is always prepared for class. He is on time, has all of his assignments completed. He contributes to all discussions within the class and provides critical and precise feedback when needed. Ms. Pearl, his social studies teacher, says he's a rock star. He reads primary source documents with ease, and he has received perfect scores on most of his assessments. Notice she said most and not all of his assessments. With respect, Lucas is always polite. He greets each of his teachers and fellow classmates with a smile while saying hello when arriving at classes. Mr. Kelly, his band teacher, says he is always respectful to both staff and peers. In the area of integrity, Lucas always does the right thing without any expectation for recognition or praise. Ms. Jimenez, his Spanish teacher, feels he demonstrates incredible maturity by constantly being a model for other students to emulate. Lucas is social with others, but only to make sure his classmates understand the material too. In the area of determination, Lucas is an extremely hard worker. Mr. Rosello, his former science teacher, says that he always asks for feedback on his work to ensure he does his best. With excellence, Lucas participates in class, works well in a group setting, and answers every question with a thorough response. Looking toward the high school, Lucas is excited to take on new challenges. Lucas would like to play baseball and continue to be a part of the school band where he plays the trumpet. Lucas hopes to one day be an engineer. We are all very proud of Lucas, and we congratulate him on being selected as John Wallace Middle School's Outstanding Student of the Month for November. Congratulations.
Did I hear that correctly? You thank your teachers at the end of class? Okay. You know what? That's amazing because you don't see that very often. Maybe at the college level, maybe, but that's pretty impressive. So tell us, what are some other things that have contributed to your success at Wallace?
I think one of the biggest contributors to my success is my family's undying helpfulness and always being there for me, whether I have a question or I'm having a stressful day, they're always there for me.
Wow, looks like they're smiling from ear to ear on that one. Congratulations, and give your goodies. Congratulations, Lucas. Another round of applause. Very special group of young people here today, I can tell you that. Now, last but not least, I would like Mr. Fificelli to come up. He's assistant principal for the Dorn House at Newington High School, and he's going to talk about Joelle Nazario. Come on up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mario Fificelli, Dorn House principal at Newington High School. I just want to start off, as everyone else did, by saying congratulations to all today's winners. It's a really big deal, as you can only get this once in your Newington Public Schools career. So congrats. We can't wait to have you all eventually at Newington High School. But today gives me great pleasure to present our Outstanding Student of the Month, Joelle Nazario, who is a senior at Newington High School, and he was chosen out of roughly 1,300 students. Joelle truly exemplifies what an outstanding student consists of at Newington High School. Joel challenges himself with a rigorous course load and has managed to maintain an impressive GPA throughout his high school career. In addition to his academics, Joel was chosen to be a student facilitator for our NAMES program, where he served as a mentor and role model to our sophomores that participated in the program. Joel also keeps busy outside of school, the school day by going to the gym and playing baseball and football. Joel was also one of the captains of our football team. They just had a great win against Weathersfield at the Thanksgiving game to end the season. Joel has future aspirations to become a commercial pilot and has applied to some very competitive schools with aviation programs. While I personally do not enjoy flying, I must say I would trust being on a plane with Joel once he eventually gets his pilot license and all. But honestly, I have met very few students like Joel in my time at NHS. Joel is simply an amazing young man. Ever since his freshman year, Joel would always stop by my office, check in, and just see how my day was going. It is always refreshing to speak with Joel, as he is truly a caring, mature, and thoughtful individual. Aside from the commitment Joel has to his academics and extracurriculars, what distinguishes Joel from his peers are the characteristics which cannot be quantified. You will see a theme in the comments made by his teachers. Much like the other outstanding students here today, is really Joel's personality, kind nature, and leadership qualities that stand out both in and out of the classroom. Joel's English teacher and baseball coach, Mr. Limo, states that Joel is one of the nicest and kindest students in the building. I am very happy to see he got this award. He is a great teammate and a very hard worker. Math teacher, Mr. Miller, says that Joel is truly a remarkable young man. In the 2 months that I've gotten to know him, he has shown himself to be mature, reliable, kind, genuine, and intelligent. Joel accepts challenges and perseveres when things get tough. I can count on Joel to be a very active member of our classroom and help others when needed. I am very lucky to have Joel in my class, and I have no doubt he will accomplish even more amazing things in the future. Music and band teacher, Mr. Brooks, says that it has been such a pleasure to have Joel in band for his 4 years at the school. Joel is a very committed athlete, but also an excellent musician. His grandfather ran a salsa band, so Joel teaches me about salsa music, who the best artists are, and who to listen to. Joel is highly dedicated and responsible, always working to balance his commitments between athletics, academics, and sports. Last spring, there was a varsity baseball game at Dunkin' Donuts Park on the same night as a spring band concert. Joel had been working really hard on baritone saxophone parts for this concert, and as the only person playing this instrument, his presence was critical. We worked with the baseball coach on a plan, and Joel played the first few innings of the game, dashed back to NHS. We adjusted the concert time a little later, and he arrived on stage in his baseball uniform just in time to perform with us. English teacher Ms. Giuliani states Joel enthusiastically shares his ideas and thinks deeply about the course material. Joel consistently has a positive attitude. He is a pleasure to work with, and he brightens any space he occupies. And lastly, Ms. Resendez, who Joel has a very close relationship with, is his school counselor, says that Joel consistently maintained a place in the honor roll during all 4 years of his high school journey, which is a testament to his unwavering commitment to academic excellence. However, what really defines Joel is his genuine kindness he exemplifies each and every day. In addition, a quick story, Mr. Resendez, that I could share. One of Mr. Resendez's children recently had a small procedure done, and Joel was aware that Mr. Resendez would be out the next day with her child. Joel sent Mr. Resendez a message that night stating he didn't get to stop by after school, but he hopes everything goes well tomorrow and that her son was in his thoughts. There are many instances of this nature where Joel goes above and beyond to spread kindness, as it is in his nature to be such a caring and thoughtful young man. As you can see, Joel has made quite the impression on his teachers and our staff. However, what I hope stood out is simply not the fact that Joel has a rigorous course load, has a great GPA, a small number of extracurriculars, but it's really his character, his personality, kind nature, in addition to all of this, that makes him a role model within our family of learners. Joel, on behalf of Newington High School, congratulations on earning this impressive award.
Wow, by the way, great game on Wednesday night. I was there, loved it. Love when the board kept going up and up and up for NHS, woo! So, tell me what schools you've applied to, if you don't mind me asking.
I applied to Auburn, Purdue, Arizona State University, Kent State, Bridgewater State. I applied to University of North Dakota, but I just recently got rejected. That's all right.
None of us, probably someone else's game. And all for like, what is the major for an airline pilot?
Professional flight.
Professional flight. Well, we wish you good luck. I'm certain you're gonna get into more than a few of those other remaining schools. Congratulations. Well, how about another round of applause? So that concludes our formal component of the program. We do have refreshments in the back. Maybe some of you caught your eye on the way in. But I would like to invite all the winners up to in front of this board. We're going to take a group photo with your certificate. You don't have to have your package of goodies with you. And then we will turn you back over to the goodies. And once again, another round of applause for our outstanding students of the month. Woo! And moms and dads, you're welcome to take the group photo as well. We welcome paparazzi. All right, look at that. They all arranged it. Sometimes I have to make movement with taller and shorter students. How about a little bit closer to me, sweetie? Everyone in the front row, a little bit closer. Does that work? All right, everyone smile for the paparazzi. Is that good, Miss Farrow?